Stories about the people who are the heart, soul, and strength of our neighborhoods. Education, arts, environment, community.
Our home.
Our city.
Our Milwaukee.
The Neighborhood News Service.
As human beings, we need to be able to eat a healthy diet and make sure that all people, from a food justice, social justice, environmental justice standpoint, that all people should have the right to eat the same good food. Because if we have one segment of our population that's under stress, it affects all of us.
Milwaukee has long been a home for many leaders in environmental activism. One of those leaders is Will Allen, CEO of Growing Power.
Well, Growing Power is a local, regional, national, international organization now. We're in our 21st year. Basically, we support community food systems. So we support a lot of smaller organizations and systems and universities and so forth that we partner with, and corporate companies, to be able to not only grow food, but also to be able to distribute that food and build relationships with those companies so that they can purchase from local sustainable farmers.
Growing Power has not been alone in their environmental activism.
Urban gardening can come in many shapes and sizes. It can be small gardens in big cities, patches of green space on balconies, personal home gardens, and even commercialized farming space, which is what Ryan Shoney, local foods coordinator at the University of Wisconsin Extension, aims to provide.
An integral part of UW Extension has always been agriculture and will always be agriculture. And we run 10 community gardens throughout Milwaukee County. So in those 10 gardens, that's roughly 75 acres of land. And we serve around 500 families. We're doing it at multiple different sites, and I'm working with a diverse group of 14 farmers on a very micro, small-scale level, and many of them have a variance of experience, and they have a variance of backgrounds, both in age and demographics.
One of those 14 farmers is Milwaukee native Sarah Christman.
The Discovery Farm that I'm a part of here is really launching me full into a lifelong career, family investment. My whole being, my livelihood has been and will continue to be food production and farming.
Gardening has been a part of Christman's life since she was a kid.
I first had a garden when I was tiny. Growing up, my mom planted our whole east side backyard. Well, I want to go large-scale farm, institutional, volume, but starting slow and steady first.
Christman, like many other urban farmers, has found reasons beyond money to farm.
I do it because I have to touch the soil. I have to be connected to my food, otherwise the mojo just irritates me and I can't properly digest my food.
One of the largest questions that urban farmers in the city of Milwaukee face is, why must food production be brought to an urban setting?
Now, to some extent, environmentalism is not that extreme. It has to be something that's part of our lives. Sometimes it translates into economics. If you go to a local grocer instead of someone far away, that translates into the amount of energy and time that you have to take. If that grocer gets food more locally instead of farther away, that translates into your pocketbook.
On top of economical benefits, growing produce locally gives the farmer a better understanding of food.
And I think it's only through having grown food yourself and to have touched those seeds and put it into the dirt physically and to water it and to put in that work and effort and blood, sweat, and tears, as they say. It's only through doing that that you'll realize the value of food, or start to begin to realize the value of food and the capacity that I think we need to start to value food.
Growing food locally is not as easy as it sounds. There are many current problems urban farmers are dealing with.
Awareness and access are at the heart of why we need to bring it to the city. Awareness for your general population that expands from high income to middle class to lower income, that we see food being grown and realize that food doesn't just come from a factory, that it's not just a machine that pops out food, boom, you have an apple, but there's so much more that goes into creating food.
As urban gardeners continue their uphill battle with the city, education will remain the greatest form of combat.
I think it's imperative that we continue to build this system and continue to educate people, not only just people in communities, but educate politicos and corporate companies and universities and folks like that. Some top-down operators have to be educated about the food system. It's not going to happen overnight, but what we can do is start giving people a choice.